everyone, it's Maki here. What are your favorite scenes in the Gundam series? Today, I'd like to talk about 3 of my personal favorite scenes. I'll also talk about what makes each scene special. One of the main attractions of the Gundam series is the mobile suit battle scenes. This time, however, I've chosen scenes that are important to the story rather than mobile suit battles. In fact, there are many attractive battle scenes involving mobile suits. I hope to talk about those battle scenes on another occasion. In my show, we'll experience the charm of the Gundam series together. Please click the subscribe button and apply for the 13th independent unit. The first scene I'm going to talk about is the final scene of the original Gundam series in an episode subtitled Escape. This scene takes place after the Gundam is destroyed and the battle with Char's naval. Its rival is over. Mao and his companions, having awakened to the new possibilities of humanity as nudies, escape from an enemy space fortress that is about to be engulfed in flames. Nudies are called symbols of human evolution, but their clear definition is left to the interpretation of fans and production staff alike. In the midst of the war, Mao demonstrates amazing fighting skills. His skills, recognized as those of a nudie, are highly praised by the commanders of the Earth Federation forces, who state that the White Base is a powerful military force composed of nudie elites. In traditional robot anime, this would be considered a glowing review. The protagonist awakening to new abilities and defeating enemy after enemy could have appeared as a heroic figure. Mao defeats formidable enemies and large enemy forces one after the other. However, he ends up taking the life of a girl named Lolo soon. While communicating with Mao, Lolo says nudies are not tools for killing. Mao sinks into sadness. The military wants to use nudies as powerful soldiers. Char also tries to kill Mao, saying, "You have shown that nudies can be powerful soldiers. You are dangerous." The existence of nudies is recognized as a concept that causes many deaths and incites people to kill each other. In the final scene, however, Mao and his companions join hands and use the power of the nudies to protect life. It raises a question for the viewers: isn't the ability to communicate heart to heart and join hands with comrades the true power of the nudies? Even amidst the despair of war, the episode Escape contains scenes that offer a glimmer of hope. Another point worth noting is the existence of the co-fighter. Mao escapes from the space fortress using the co-fighter, a fighter plane that also serves as Gundam's escape mechanism. Yoshiyuki Tomino, the director, approached the production with the mindset as an anime director of satisfying the wishes of the sponsors as much as possible. While creating Gundam as his own artistic expression, he also struggled to meet the demands of toy manufacturers. One of these requirements was the co-fighter. It was created to meet the demands of toy manufacturers for robots that could transform and combine. I think it's wonderful how the co-fighter, which was born out of commercial decisions by sponsors, was used to create artistic scenes. The next scene is the final battle of G Gundam. This is the scene where Domen Cashew speaks to save Rain Mikamura, who has been kidnapped as the pilot of the Dar Gundam. It's a moment when Domen, a martial wildest who fights relentlessly, musters all his courage to save the woman he loves. Let's pay attention to the music here. It plays when Domen talks to Rain. I don't know the official English title of the music, But here is an arrangement of burn-up fighting spirit, overcome the cursed destiny. This is an arranged version of the music played when the protagonist's Gundam, Shining Gundam, unleashes its final move in the first half of the story. It's the music played when Doman explodes with passion and unleashes the powerful move, Shining Finger. When the protagonist's Gundam changes to Burning Gundam, the music for the finishing move also changes. It changes to My Heart Mechas Sui, yet my fists burn fiercely. Mechas Sui represents the ultimate mental state of a martial artist that Doman achieves. It's a phrase that describes a calm state, like a still water surface acting as a mirror. Doman achieves this level of focused concentration as a martial artist with a calm mind. However, in the scene where Doman confesses his love to Rain, music symbolizing passion is played. Though it is arranged in a gentle melody, it symbolizes Doman's spirit to summon the courage to confess his love. Doman's feelings reach Rain, and she is freed from the bondage of the Gundam. This scene expresses being true to one's heart and recognizing passion as a precious emotion. In the Star Wars series, Jedi Knights appear as guardians of peace. They honor a mind that avoids intense emotions such as anger and hatred. Anakin Skywalker often experiences moments when he explodes with passion. Eventually, he succumbs to the Force, the dark side, and becomes Darth Vader. However, it was Anakin Skywalker who ultimately brought stability and balance to the galaxy. The story shows that peace comes not from leaning to one side or the other, but from balancing calm and passion. Like Anakin, Doman is able to defeat the devil of the universe by staying true to the passion in his heart. Finally, I'll introduce the last scene of Char's counterattack. In this scene, neither the protagonist Amon nor his rival Char appear. Mobile suits do not appear either. The screen shows a small house in the forest. And then a baby's cry is heard. Shortly after the cry, the names of Amaowe and Shara's neighbor and the names of the voice actors who played them appear. I felt that this scene, under the warm light born from the end of Amao and Shara's battle, signified the birth of a new life. The melody that seems to slowly descend from the high notes of the violin and the warm melody of the wind instruments are memorable. Notice the light coming out of the windows of the house. There is light coming out of all the windows. If only some of the windows were lit, it could be interpreted as a parent waking up to soothe a crying baby at night. However, the fact that all the windows are lit makes me feel that it represents the residents watching over and eagerly awaiting the birth of the baby. I find the sequence of scenes from the conclusion of Amao and Char's fight and their departure from the story to the introduction of a new life to be extremely beautiful. The scene just before that is also beautiful. An old woman lying in bed opens the curtain. In front of her, the small asteroid axis and the warm light spread out. Amao said it is necessary to show the warm light to humanity. The old woman's hand lifts the curtain. She might be looking at the beautiful light. This is also my personal interpretation, but maybe the old woman ended her life looking at the warm light. I think she fell asleep for the last time while looking at the soft and warm light at the end of her life. It seems to me that this series of scenes depicts a contrast between the end of life and the birth of a new life. Of course, this is just my personal interpretation. The official complete records of Char's counterattack that I have include storyboards drawn by Yoshiyuki Tsumino. it does not say the old woman is about to end her life. In fact, in reference to the baby's cry, it says the sound of a newborn baby is heard. I think this scene, where all the elements such as the plot, the ending, the music, and the credits come together, is extremely beautiful. What are some of your favorite iconic scenes? Please feel free to share them in the comments. The Gundam series is full of cool and moving scenes. There may be moments when you find beauty in scenes filled with sorrow. Many more works will be created in the future to continue to entertain fans. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.